Hey, I'm going to go over a situation that I had here in the office. We have a case that we did here just recently, which I think is really interesting. This patient came in and had an abscessed tooth down on the front. A couple months ago, we extracted this tooth. So he had a missing tooth, but he chose to replace this tooth using a bridge rather than an implant. Implants are sometimes very difficult to do on a lower anterior tooth because they're so very narrow. This particular case was that way. The missing tooth space was very narrow, so we decided to do a bridge. A bridge is a very, very good option if you have healthy teeth on either side and can be a lifetime restoration. So we use this special anesthetic system in our office called the QuickSleeper, the QuickSleeper 5. It's an amazing piece of equipment. You can get the tooth numb completely using a technique where you're putting a little bit of anesthetic out in the gum tissue and then using the QuickSleeper to drill a tiny little hole into the gum tissue and into the bone, and then distributing anesthetic through the jaw. And it's literally virtually painless. So for those patients that come into our office, have a lot of anxiety or have had problems getting numb in the past, this is a really successful way to be able to gain anesthesia on a tooth. So with this QuickSleeper, we first put anesthetic in there and then put a little bit of anesthetic down inside the bone, and it gives instant anesthesia. It's really a wonderful treatment. Then after we got the teeth all numb there, we used our CEREC machine to be able to scan our upper jaw and our lower jaw and scan the existing elements and how the teeth fit together. Once those scans are completed, then I can do the preparations on the teeth adjacent to the missing space. Now these lower anterior teeth are very, very tiny, so we have to do a very conservative preparation. So I'm removing a very, very small amount of tooth structure, about 1 millimeter on the chewing surface or the very incisal edge, and then about half a millimeter around the outside part of the tooth structure. This goes very quickly and is easily done using a diamond burr. So you can see here that we've prepped the teeth and we've smoothed them down and got them ready for a digital three-dimensional scan using the CEREC machine. The teeth are scanned, then we use the software to tell the machine, or we use the software to designate where the margin is on the tooth. After that, the margins are drawn. Then we go ahead and have the machine, using its artificial intelligence, design the bridge. After the bridge is designed, we use the software, or I can manipulate the software to change and make it ideal to fit in his mouth, and then also so it's optimal for cleaning and for personal hygiene. I design all of my restorations here personally. I use a material called ēMAX, which is a lithium disilicate restoration, or lithium disilicate material, which is very strong but also very beautiful. It looks very much like natural tooth structure. So I designed the crowns, designed the abutment crowns, and the pontic, which is the fake tooth in the middle, all attached to one piece in a bridge, and then I put it in the oven. After we get that out of the oven, it's in what's called a green state, where it's actually a different color than it's finally done. So I took the material, the bridge, and custom stained it. Made it look exactly like his tooth structure, then put it back in the oven for a final glaze and custom stain firing. After that was done, we get the bridge out, we try it in, and then we prepare the surface of the tooth structure for bonding. The neat thing about glass ceramics is that they can be actually chemically bonded to tooth structure. This is a really great material, considering the fact that most dentists are shifting towards a material called zirconium. Zirconium is great, except it doesn't form a real great bond with tooth structure. So these things can fail, they can come off. It's very strong, zirconium is, but it's also very weak in its connection towards the tooth structure. So I like using glass ceramics, in particular eMax, for this patient. This is going to be a lifetime restoration, where this bridge is never going to come off the teeth. A typical preparation for a cementing of a glass ceramic is to prepare the tooth surface with etching, a bonding agent, a desensitizer, and then also preparing the inside part of the tooth or the bridge itself to be able to form a chemical mesh between the tooth structure and the restoration. And this is very strong. It's light cured and uses a special type of cement that is both dual cured and light cured that helps form that connection. After the restoration is cemented on and bonded on, then we remove excess cement and clean the restoration up, and then make sure that it's looking the way we want it to look. Sometimes I have to adjust the bite a little bit, make sure it fits in the patient's mouth, make sure that when they're going through their movements of excursion in and out and around, it's not hitting, so they have a really great bite and chewing functionality in their mouth. After that's done, we show it to the patient, they give us a thumbs up, and then we're done. Most importantly though, afterwards we train and teach the patients how to clean around a bridge. A bridge has a fake tooth in the middle. We teach people how to floss down underneath that and then floss around the edges, so it's almost exactly like a natural tooth structure. Check it out. Take a look at how beautiful this restoration is.
you.